Yo, new episode of Stay Tuned. The last one was just so fucking good, wasn't it? You just got done hearing it. I could tell. You're on a marathon. Go to the next episode. Next episode's out, man.
They binge.
Nate Jackson.
They binge listening.
You binge listening to Stay Tuned? That's a good way to do it. We're like season 3 now, I think.
Word.
Strong in the series. Episode 6. Guessing, but it sounds right.
Might be the 6th episode I'm on.
It might be the 6th episode you're on.
Yeah.
Honestly, that sounds right. Man, but you recognize the voices. It's Black Picasso, Nate Jackson, Kakashi Hatake, Jiraiya Sensei, all that shit. It's just me and fucking... You can go ahead, it's all you.
People call me DJ. That's the resume name. But Takari on Twitter at DKHARIJAMES. What's up? How's it going?
What were you saying before? You went to a Buddhist cult ceremony?
Oh yeah, I don't think they like to use the term cult, but
I'm sure they don't.
Yeah, it's definitely so. Yeah, Buddhism. I don't know. I've been like dabbling in it a little bit, but not like seriously. More for like observation, and so
yeah, learning purposes.
Yeah, basically. And they chant for a little bit, and I started to realize like maybe it is a cult when I went to this like very intimate meeting. It was at this lady's house, and people started giving like their testimony of what brought them into practicing this form of Buddhism. And I guess Buddhism has like a lot of different sects, and like like how there's like Baptist churches, Catholic churches, and all that shit.
People have different interpretations.
Yeah, it's like that for Buddhism.
Naturally.
But this one, everyone started talking about like, how they joined and shit. And everyone had this like depressing, fucked up story of how like they were just at this low point in life. But it was always like they were at a low point in life that made them somewhat gullible. Like this one woman, and I will not disclose names because I don't remember anybody's name. But this one woman, she like basically was going through a bad breakup, and her way of dealing with the breakup was quitting her job and just kind of living out in the streets and just doing whatever. And her, I guess, parents came from some money, so they put her up. They're like, yo, you don't need to be doing this. They put her up in a house or whatever. And she was still kind of wilding out, so she was like, let me just, have parties, just have a lot of sex, just be very self-destructive. And she ended up getting sick. And that's when she was like, oh, like I need something to, make me feel better. And she got into Buddhism, right? So Buddhism hasn't actually helped her in any way. Like it just made her
still the same situation.
It just made her feel better about a lot of things. So she like has this more positive outlook. And who am I to say like a positive outlook isn't a good thing? But nothing in her life has changed, and it's been like I guess years since she's been practicing. So I was like, wow, like why is she doing this? And then I learned like I guess this type of Buddhism, like indulging in like I guess your urges is encouraged, and it's somehow a good thing. So that's when I realized like, oh, everybody here is just like hoes that come from money. So like they pay
who looking to be a neighbor.
They pay for like it's almost like Scientology, where you like pay for righteousness, except like you're paying.
It's almost a lot of different things too.
Word, yeah, definitely. So like they pay, and it's like the more you pay, the more I guess I don't know. I haven't studied too much in it. Like there's like a scroll you pay for, and there's this other thing you pay for, and there's other things you pay for. The more you pay for, the like holier you are, right? So it's like some shit like that was going on. And
free t-shirt with
yeah. Except this, all you do is like get scrolls and chant, and you get to go out and have sex and drink and do whatever you want with the people. And I was like, wow, like I feel like by definition this is like what a cult is.
Yeah.
But now that I know that people are being like indulging in whole like behavior, I'm like forced to go continue these meetings and basically just make sure everyone's being safe and responsible and not indulging too dangerously. But I'm there to protect the people.
And until you start feeling what they're saying up there.
Oh man, that'd be sick. That's probably exactly how like other people get like caught in like.
Yeah, they're like, man, I gotta stay around and make sure she's all right.
But like, yo, if you're gonna be having sex with anybody, you should be having sex with me. That's a sick line.
It's a sick line there, because they're telling me, hey, you feel an urge and indulge in that shit.
Yeah.
For a group of people who are looking for someone to make them feel good about indulging in their urges, it's a fucking, what do you call those things? Those lights that attract flies? Call them the buzz
yeah,
things.
I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
it's a bat signal for hoes.
Yeah, they need one of those. They need one of those in the church because I can't really do that like with Buddhism unless I like study more. I'm gonna have to like.
A lot of people say it's there in church too, in just different ways. Because the whole stereotype of the Catholic girls being the biggest hoes when they get a little bit of freedom is
oh
there.
yeah, the Catholic girls are disgusting. Like, the Catholic girls.
But that's from a whole different reason though. That's from the deep-seated shame, and for a lot of people when they're younger and they get that deep-seated shame sewn into them at a young age. A lot of that shit from from their parents or from church or from from sexual assault, from whatever, it usually manifests itself in their sex lives.
Yeah, it was deep. I just remember like when I was in high school, like I was trying to like lose my virginity and shit, and the Catholic girls were like freshmen coming in. They're like, "Oh yeah, like I've already done anal. I'm waiting for like marriage vaginal." It's like, yo, like
son. Think about that's so crazy. How, like you can get people so brainwashed that they throw away the whole concept of even thinking about the things that are coming out of their mouth. Like usually, like I can relate to thinking something, and so I'm like, yeah, that's right. But like as soon as I say it out loud to another person, and it's obviously logically not like there, that's like, oh wait, hold up, that's kind of some bullshit I just said.
Yeah.
But to look at someone in their straight face and say like, man, I've been doing anal, but I'm saving my vagina for marriage because that's special, and it's just God's vagina, and God says marriage is when you start doing that, but you can fuck me in the butt because I really want to just fuck. But like, there's no more thinking after that.
Yo, what's even crazier is I heard some shit from this dude. He was from Utah, and he was talking about soaking. I guess it's where you just like insert and you just like stay there. I was like, what?
Soaking.
That is some crazy shit.
That's so. Wait, so the point of it's not sex if you're not moving where you're.
I guess like when people play like just the tip game, and like of course that goes for some like someone's just like, yo, let's just soak a little bit. we ain't gotta go all the way, baby. You can just soak. That's sick.
That's definitely just a tip argument because soaking turns to like a little movement. Like, man, I gotta scratch my leg or something like that. And you get a little pump in there too. And especially if you get a little reaction too. It's like, oh, you like that a little bit, and step 2 turns to step 3.
That's crazy.
And then the parents hate her. And shotgun marriage because you gotta get married to the person because you're pregnant, right?
Soaking, just the idea of soaking, like that there's people falling for that is crazy. Like, I can understand falling for just the tip, even though that's stupid. But like the soak is like, yo, let me put it all the way in you. Let's just like hold it there for like 15 minutes. And let's just talk. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Just talk. That's crazy. I'm gonna try that, but not even tell her what's going on.
Oh yeah, that's like, I'm gonna do that too. Like, low-key, I was just like
I'm just gonna go in and just stay there, just start talking.
Like, I don't think we should stroke yet. I think we should really get to know each other first before we do all that shit. Like, I don't even know you that well. We just met like a couple weeks ago, so like, let's just sit here with this soak and call it good.
Who's getting married if there's no like pressure to really like lock yourself down from someone you care about? Like the reason why most women get married is like, one, they do actually love the other person and they care about them, but they're doing it for them because they don't want them to make you feel bad, or they don't want them to be hurt by like you not wanting to do what they want to do with the rest of your life.
I actually just thought of some,
because you care about them.
I actually just thought about some wild problematic shit. I was just like, so how does that work with like homosexual couples? Like,
that's a good question. That's a good ass question. I don't know.
How do they attack each other? But then again, like,
how do they do it?
They just be beating the shit out of each other. We all like, nobody wants to talk about it. But like,
no, son, lesbians be beating the fuck.
Oh my god.
I don't know how this hasn't been addressed. Domestic violence, in my view of domestic violence, who the fuck am I? I don't know. I don't know anything. But in my view of domestic violence, it's a lot more prevalent in the lesbian community than anywhere else.
I've never really hear dudes talk about like beating the shit out of their girls, even though like I know what happens.
Yeah.
But I hear a lot about women beating the shit out of their partners, and I'm like, I'm just like, yo. Especially like the studs. The studs be talking to you like,
oh yeah.
I'm like, yo, that's not like what guys really do. Like men don't actually do that.
There's nothing worse than a stud lesbian who feels like the need to act like a guy when they don't even understand men at all. So they're doing all the stereotypes. They're just acting like what they think testosterone is.
Yeah, they like beat the like women
It's like,
that like don't cook. They're like, oh, she cooked a terrible meal, so I took this skill and beat the shit out of her with it. And I'm like, yo,
no.
like we don't do that.
We don't even do that.
Like, yo,
That's TV.
like you shouldn't do that. Like that's wrong.
And they'll talk to you like a nigga, like they're talking like man to man. It's like, man, you know I had to beat this bitch. Like, hold up, no, that's not the type of vibe any of us are on.
Hey, it's really bad when they start talking about like just women they pick up, because like
So,
I've heard dudes say some trash shit about like women like they pick up, but like I feel like the studs be going crazy. Like, yeah, so I saw this bitch. She was a little fat, but you know I needed some pussy that night, so I went and slopped up on her. And I was like, whoa,
Dog.
like all right, like chill out, like slow down.
the way that women think men talk to each other is insane.
Yeah, I was like, that's just not how it goes at all. Like, sometimes you just see a girl, you know, you talk to her a little bit, like, no, I saw this bitch, you know, I saw this real fuckable looking bitch, so I walked up on her. I was like, whoa, like, all right, that was very aggressive.
But in a way, that's us learning that this is the way that women think about men. This is why women really say that men ain't shit, because that's kind of the picture of what women think of men. Because the women who want to act like men are acting like that, not really men.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Because that's what they think men are.
Yo.
So that's probably what all the women think men are.
So it's really
To some point.
studs ain't shit. That's what it really is.
It's really studs ain't shit. They studs ain't shit. I'm gonna start that now.
Word.
We
Studs ain't shit.
Somebody need to get the heat off this nigga. Studs ain't
Yo, that is hilarious, bro. Cause you know, like, we can't be the ones to tweet it out. It's gotta be like, I gotta find some like woman that like,
Oh god.
I gotta find some woman that's like bisexual or something, someone that dabbles and be like, yo, I need you to tweet this out for me. Like, tell me about your experience with a stud. She'd be like, you know,
Yeah, word.
he used to beat the shit out of me and do all that. Like, God, studs ain't shit. She'd be like, you know what, you're
Studs
right.
ain't
Start the way.
Yeah, go tell the public that.
Word. Yo, it's crazy. But nah, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna go spread some rumors about some studs tonight.
Pose opposition too, like the gun girl. We gotta hire a stud, just wear white.
Oh
beater
my
around.
god.
Talk shit about bitches.
Word.
Yo, bitches ain't shit, man. Fuck these hoes. I fuck a hoe every night. They ain't shit. They ain't nothing to me.
My bitch stepped to me. I'm taking that razor blade to the face. I'm like, oh god. She's wilding
Make the
out.
sandwich again, hoe. Bitch, this chicken cold. Son,
Yo, that's crazy.
studs ain't shit.
I don't even be having hot takes on Twitter. I just be saying like regular shit. Like my regular personal opinions. Niggas be going crazy. So
Son, that's a hot take now. Like not completely following what everybody else is.
yeah.
Having an original thought that didn't come from what everybody else is telling you to think is just a hot take now.
Yo, but,
Even if it's not really.
but studs ain't shit is like that's crazy. That's like
That's an actual hot take.
that's funny.
I don't even know if this is based off truth. I just feel like
Yeah, me too. Like it's not fact based at all.
I know like two or three that follow that stereotype.
Listen,
but that's enough.
we only need like 2 or 3 retweets on that before the shade room picks it up, and then like it's like all over.
Oh, word. I'm gonna talk about my issue. I'm gonna make a fake account actually and tell my story.
Yo, we are trash.
disgusting.
That's funny though. I run into trouble too, like when like women try to add you on Instagram, and first of all, I don't really be posting on Instagram like that, so I'm like, yo, let's just skip that bullshit. But like, I forget I have it too, and then like, I guess they just want my Instagram, so I have to like explain how to spell it, and I'm just like, damn, like let me just follow you, and you just follow the last person that followed you, all right? Like we'll just do it that way.
That's so much easier. Yo, they want your Instagram, I think, because it's so much easier if you just met somebody. It's so much easier to just run through someone's Instagram and get a feeling of what they're doing and who they are than fucking Twitter. Because Twitter, like, there's so many tweets. It's just throwaway
I feel like
thoughts, really.
Instagram is good too.
So
like I didn't really start seeing the benefit to it until like you go out, you meet a bunch of women, you get all their Instagrams, and then you can go back and like look at the picture and be like, oh, okay, actually I want to text her back, you know, like some player shit.
100%. Damn, I didn't even think. So if you're using Instagram right, you should be looking at shit that's really a resume.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, because you hand them that, like, just like they said, like you were talking to this girl and she was like, man, hand me your Instagram. You know what? Let me look into this.
Word.
See if I want to hire you. Look through. It's like, oh, this nigga plays rugby. Oh shit, he got
Oh, yeah,
he's in
yeah.
DC.
That's exactly it. Yeah,
I see you.
It's sick out here. I started learning like a lot of like different player shit because I don't really use social media like that. So I would just be like, it's whatever. But then like I think the most recent thing I knew that like I was like, oh, you can really pick up women with this. You ever been to like the silent discos?
I've never been to one, but I've heard of
that shit. Is like, oh, like you can really get your player shit off. Especially if you go to like one where it's like I was at the Trill Girl thing or whatever. They had that, but they had 3 different stations, right? So each station was playing. It was like 3 DJs basically, and in the headphones you can hear one of each of the DJs on each station. And so like,
oh shit,
if you saw a woman whose ass was like she was shaking that shit, right? You just like. Yeah, you just find the station she's on, and if you rock it with the song, you just kind of like dance with her and that, and y'all be vibing because she be like, oh, this nigga listens to this station too over the other 2, like, oh, so y'all already got shit in common. And especially like when there's always one DJ playing like the old shit, right? And he'll like switch over too, so like sometimes he'll be playing the old shit and you get onto that station like, oh shit, this is my shit. And you find the person, like the woman over there that's like mouthing the words, and you be like, oh, okay, we on the same shit. You walk up on her and it's like, oh, yeah, that silent disco shit. You can get your shit off on that.
See, but what you just described is the best case scenario with that, because my ass, because I know I'm unlucky, I would go and think that I'm on the same station as someone else and try to start like vibe with them. The whole time, like they're probably just like, I don't know, some country shit, something on a whole different level. But now, I came to you, so they thinking, oh, this nigga's listening to the same shit I'm listening to. But like, I'm not. So to her, so like, she's looking at me like, oh, this nigga has no rhythm.
Yo.
This nigga's trash. But the whole time I was on station 2. I thought
usually,
we was on 2.
I think usually like there's like, or at least ours had the colors on them, so like there was like green, blue, and red. So like, yeah, you can see. But like, if you wasn't paying attention, like, yeah, you'd be fucked. Like, especially if you're in a group of people, because I think I had like maybe 5 or 6 people in like little group I was in. And for the most part, we was on the same station, but every now and then, like, I would venture off, talk to some girl, change my station or whatever. And then I would come back and we would all be, like, off station. So we would look stupid, like, dancing in a group with each other. Because I was like, yo, like, we're all on different songs. Yeah, you look crazy.
Yo,
yeah, but I feel like it's only good if, like, everybody's in it. Like, you can't have one person on the outside looking in. Because, like, yo, all of them niggas looking nuts over there.
That's what I was about to ask. So you said, like, sometimes you go off and start talking and stuff. You take the headphones off and you can actually communicate to people. Like, is that, like, a normal thing there? Like, there's a lot of people that...
Oh, yeah.
So, if you take your headphones off and start talking, is the room just, like, silent?
Well, that was the thing, because this was at a festival, so it was outside. So, like, whoever was performing, you could hear them perform. Okay. Like, if you took the headphones off. And that was a dope thing, too, because, like, when you put your headphones on, you couldn't even, like, hear the performance that was, like, going on outside.
That's dope. That's
like,
dope.
It wasn't, like, interfering with what you were hearing. Because, like, you know, sometimes there's shit going on, you put your headphones on, you can kind of hear it, and you can also hear your music.
Yeah.
This was, like, completely silent. Like, it was, like, I was really fucked with that. They had the Roots picnic, but that was just for, like, podcasts. And I was like, oh, well.
This is exactly what I do at home, except I'm comfortable.
Yeah, I was just like...
like, just have my headphones on, listen to a podcast.
The Roots picnic, they had, like, they had some big ones. But I remember they had Joe Budden podcast on, and I was just like, if they're, like, talking in these mics, why does everyone need headphones? Like, what the fuck?
No bullshit. No bullshit.
I don't think they really needed the headphones for the podcast thing. If, like, the venue had 2 stages for music and then 1 stage for podcasts, I was like, I feel like it's spread out enough. Like, you're not really gonna run into anything. And I didn't, like, when I was at the Raphael Sadiq shit, I didn't hear, like, what the City Girls was doing. So I was like, you know, not really having this issue. But yeah, the silent disco thing, that's the next player shit. You can get your shit off that.
So that's a good ass idea. Like what you're saying, they did the Roots picnic for the music, at least. I don't think for the podcast it's kind of counterproductive. But as far as like concerts,
oh yeah,
the good thing about concerts is everybody's experiencing the same thing together, and they're all fans of whoever's on stage and they're giving their performance and everything. But the bad thing is, like, acoustically, it's 9 times out of 10 terrible.
Yeah.
Like, acoustically, you can't really hear whatever's going on. If it's outside, good luck if you're not in the front row. But if everybody's able to use headphones and you can hear everything clearly, and like you can hear like her playing the guitar clearly and singing, and you're in a whole crowd full of everybody's hearing the same shit with actual like HQ audio. Son, I would go to so many concerts.
Oh yeah,
especially rap too, because you can't hear shit rappers say in concerts. I don't know a thing rappers say in concerts.
I feel like it's super dope if like it was a venue that like isn't that big. Say it's like a more intimate venue or something like that, and you had like noise ordinances and shit, if everyone just had headphones in, like you could really like rock all night and like not worry about the noise and shit.
I would go to so many of those Johnson feels like that.
I think you can do them at your own spot too. Like they'll come to your spot. Like if you want to do something at your own like house or whatever, they'll come to your spot and like give everyone headphones and shit, which is dope. I don't know how much that costs.
Oh shit!
I'm sure that's like.
Especially you just have to give them a year's salary.
Do that for my new apartment, my housewarming thing. I have people over.
Ooh, that would be hot.
Yo, because my first, it was like the first weekend here, I played some music. And it was like, I was being real light with it because at my old spot, I would, turn my music up and shit. But I was like, listen, I got people nearby, let me put on something light. And like, the dude complained, and I was like, oh, this nigga is not ready. Because one, if he thinks I'm going to be courteous all the time, he's wrong. I'm going to turn up my music one night. I'm going to have the people over. I'm going to get shit popping. And so, like, he's just going to have to deal with it. Like, it's not going to be tonight. It might not be tomorrow night, but it's...
But it'll happen occasionally.
Oh, yeah. One of these, like, Fridays or Saturdays, he's going to be like, yo, what are them niggas doing? But I heard he's older, so I might invite him down for, like, some spades when I have some people over playing spades, doing some weird shit.
That's the move. That's really the move, is to find some way to getting good with your neighbors and shit like that, whatever they're into.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because you're going to need them to have that perception of you in those nights where you're going to be loud.
Yo, absolutely. Like, I need him to be like, when shit is jumping, I just want him to be like, oh, sounds like he's having a good time down there.
Yeah, I want them to be happy.
Yeah, you can't just be up there hating this shit. Like, yo, it's Friday night. Why the fuck are you home? Especially in the city, too. Like, I feel like, yo, you can't complain about noise in the city. Like, if you wanted peace and quiet, you would move to the suburb, or you would move to, like, the country or some shit. You don't deserve peace and quiet. Especially, like, every fucking day, at any hour, you will hear a siren or some shit, and that'll just be loud as fuck, and it'll just be going off like it's in your neighborhood, and you're like, damn, this bullshit. Like, how can you complain about my music being loud? And, like, yeah, there's a firefighter out there, like, saving kittens, and they have the sirens on his shit, like, shit is popping outside. Like, what the fuck?
Why the fuck was that even a thing, firefighters saving kittens? Like, why not glorify the actual saving lives of firefighters?
I have no idea. But I like firefighters a lot more than cops, yeah.
I get a visceral feeling when I see a cop, even though I know he's probably cool. Like, he's probably a good ass. He's probably safe, like, he's probably cool. But I just get a visceral feeling, man, fuck that. The firefighters, like, man, respect.
You know what's crazy to me? Like, my dude Xander, he's a firefighter, and he's like a big stock. He's on my rugby team or whatever, so like he's athletic and everything. But he's telling me all the time, he's like, I don't know how half the people that are firefighters stay firefighters, because like usually they're fit when they first join, but then like 20 years in, they are just a regular dad. Like, they don't lift, they don't do anything, and it's like, how do you save lives? Like, if there was someone in a burning building, you would not have the energy to go in there, pick that person up, and carry them out. You would be tired.
Without really breathing.
Yeah.
Without really getting all that oxygen.
Damn, like, I would be shitty if a nigga came in and he was trying to save me. He was just out of shape. He was like, damn, I'm kind of tired.
Yo, put me down. Put me down.
He was like, whew, man, this is all I got, man. You gotta go the rest of the way.
son, you know what you said just now just reminded me when we were at fucking I think this was what beach were we at? So many fucking beaches for spring breaks. I think it was the first one at PCB. We saw like there was this I think he looked like a teenager, like he's maybe 15 or something like that, and he swam out too far, and you didn't realize that like if you swim out a certain distance, the current just like keeps taking you out, and you can't swim back straight. Like, and so he was like swim back straight hard, so he's just tiring himself out, and like he obviously didn't help. And the lifeguard went out there to go save them, but the lifeguard got tired like 70% to the way. Like, he didn't even get to him. Like, the lifeguard got tired on the way to him.
Oh shit!
So then like 5 more lifeguards need to come to save both of them. I was like, yo, come on, be in shape, or like you're not.
Yo, that is like whenever I'm going swimming, like I know how to swim. Like, I'm not one of the black people that don't know how to swim, but I don't know how to swim and not get exhausted. So like when I see white kids that be swimming across like lakes and shit, I'm like, yo, how do these niggas have the energy? Like, goddamn.
I didn't even begin to understand that. Like, even like seeing marathon runners, like I can't run that anywhere near that far, but I can still understand the concept of being able to run far. But there's something about swimming that makes you so exhausted. Like knowing that someone swam across like a whole fucking It's like some people swim back and forth from
bullshit.
Alcatraz.
They shouldn't be able to do
and
that.
That's like, son, to even be confident enough to get in the water to like say I'm gonna swim all the way over there and just not die. It's just crazy enough. Let alone
and I like always hear people say like, oh well, if you get in this, if you like swim long enough, you kind of know like if you don't keep swimming, you'll die. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm afraid of death enough to be like, oh, I have to keep swimming. I'm fucking tired. I'll just die right here. Like, I'm cool.
And so the crazier part is knowing that that's the mindset you have to do to finish it and still doing it in the first place.
Yeah, like,
if you just remind yourself that like if you stop, you'll die, you can just do it. Or you can just tell yourself like the fact that death is even an option here.
Yeah, like, I'm cool with like a pool. I need a pool with a shallow end. Like, I'll fuck around with the deep end.
Whereas
exactly.
if you get tired, you can
stop.
stop.
The deep end a little bit, and then when I'm trying to get back to the honeys, they'll all be with the shallow end because I know women are not, doggy paddling in the deep end all day. So
I think I'll never see women deep.
They never do. Women don't really be working hard. Like, women are kind of lazy. We need to talk about that more often. Like,
but women do laziness right though. Like, if you see a lazy, like, I'm gonna sound so fucked up when I say this, but it's the truth. Most women are lazy. Like, women that aren't athletes or aren't like, actually now it's a lot different because now a lot more people are working out and health conscious and shit like that. So what I'm saying is kind of not true. But there's a lot of lazy women who just like known how to be lazy the right way. Because I know a lot of women who like for sure have never ran in their life, or like the last time they actually ran was elementary school. But they're not like fat slobs, or they're not like quote unquote unproductive. Like, they still carve out a good life for themselves without really doing shit. Whereas like if you see a lazy guy, he obviously does not have his shit together. Like, you could look at him and say, gosh, he does not have his shit together. You can tell by sight pretty much.
You know what I've started to notice? I'm like kind of into like women with a lot of vanity. Not necessarily like high maintenance women, but like women that are like against being fat themselves, so they like go to the gym. And I'd be like, damn, like, cause like in my mind I'm like, oh, so she gonna keep that body for a while. Like, yeah,
she's gonna hold up. That plays that plays so much of a what's the word? So much of a role in picking actual like people that take seriously is one exactly what you just said. Like how they look good now, and you could look in shape and shit like that. But how well are you on like keeping up with yourself, and how much of a just secondhand thing is keeping up yourself to you? And also like, it's that, and two is, all right, what does your mom look like, to see how genetics are gonna hold up?
Because like fitness is definitely a status symbol, and like it's a status symbol when you're young, but like I feel like the older you get, the more it is of like, oh, this nigga is like has his life together. Like
100%. When you're young, a lot of niggas just get lucky.
Yeah,
like they're in
absolutely.
shape. Like kind of most. Like you just said though. But an older, not even old, but like a seasoned, like a grown person that's in shape. You know, like, all right, this person worked on it. He has some form of I don't know, accountability and what's the word?
Yeah.
Discipline in some way or shape or form, even if they don't like take care of themselves mentally or emotionally like that. They understand the concept of discipline and shit like that.
I feel like I've been in so many barbershops and like, YMCAs where there's like an old head in there that's always talking shit like, yeah, man, I used to have this great body. I used to be cut and fine, just like you and shit. I'm just like, yo, you look fat as fuck. Like, you clearly just stopped giving a fuck at some point. They're like, oh no, it just happens. I was like, no, like you have to actively stop working out. Like, I need a woman that just like looks at other women and be like, oh man, she just let herself go. Because then I'm like, oh, I know this woman is not gonna let herself go. Like, she is not gonna be the one talking shit. 100%. So I need me a woman with some vanity, little shit talking,
100%. I feel like women are better at nowadays women are better at keeping up with that when they get older, because, well, it's fucked up that this is why, but because they have much more deep-seated insecurity about their looks because of what they're told growing up. But because of that, they're a lot better at keeping up with it when they get older.
I think it's good to have a woman with a little bit of insecurities. Yeah, it's one of those things like, oh, she'll look good. Like, if your woman feels like she has to, like, if she's always like, I gotta work to keep this man, like, I have to cook, or I have to do this, or I have to stay in shape, I have to be funny. Well, not funny because they try too hard. But if they could like, if they had that little like hint of like, this nigga could leave, I feel like women, like she needs something like that.
See, I think that's completely fair because women don't have to do the whole I have to impress this person to get a
absolutely
to get a mate.
Yeah.
Or most women don't have the whole like all men, no matter how you look, no matter where you're from, at some point in life they have to learn how to have charm and how to talk and how to make yourself like wantable to a woman, because even like the worst looking woman still needs to feel like they want their man. It's fucked up in a key relationship.
It works out. It's working great.
Right.
But I had this theory that
right.
like, women can't handle rejection as well as men do. And like women always go to like the like, oh well, you know, niggas be killing bitches and shit. And I'm like, alright, listen, not every woman is just gonna get killed when she rejects a guy. Like that happens, like that can't be ignored. That's a real problem. You know, we should work together to fix that. But like, have you ever rejected a woman for like anything? Like they ruin your whole day, man. I remember this one woman, we were about to go out somewhere, and I guess she wanted to like fuck right quick. And she's like, actually, like I want to go out. I'm like hungry. Let's go out. Let's eat. Let's, you know, go see the sights, and then, you know, let's come back in. And we were like out of town, so it wasn't like I was just, you know, here. And so like, you want to go do shit, and she like had an attitude the whole time. Like we went to get food. I was like, what do you want to eat? She was like, oh, I'm not eating anything. I was just like, yo, like you just about to fuck up everybody's day. Like, come on. Like, yo, I will give you the dick later. Like can we just like enjoy the night? She was like, oh, I'm not eating anything.
I have a theory that goes right with this. So my theory is that women only really build. Damn, this is gonna sound like a really fucked up woman podcast. But women only really build one skill, and they apply that to everything that's going wrong in their life. Not in their life, but within them and their man or whatever. And that one skill is making the other person feel like a piece of shit.
You're so right.
So, no matter, like, literally, like what you just said, like, no matter what, like, if something happens to, like, I don't know, throw them off or make them feel like something's fucked up, people go to whatever's their primal instinct to that. And with guys, guys have to learn so much shit to impress women that they have, like, a variety of things to go to. Or at least guys that know what they're doing have a variety of shit to go to depending on the situation. Whereas girls don't necessarily build those same skills. So, like, whenever anything goes wrong, it's just like, man, the only thing I really know how to do well is make this guy feel like a piece of shit until he fixes it.
Like,
so, like, and they're really, the worst part is, I know that's what they're doing.
I know.
They still make me feel like a piece of shit. Like, because they're so good at it. They're so good at it.
A woman will cheat on you with like 6 niggas, and like 2 of them will be people you know, and they'll be like, I was just ignored. I felt like I couldn't get any attention from you. Like, I felt so neglected. I had to find attention somewhere. And they'll start crying. You be like, oh, I'm so sorry, baby. Like, you're like, oh, I had no idea you were feeling like this.
Women are better than that. Women are better at that than men are at anything. Even though men are good at what they do, are good at a lot of things, no man is as good at anything as all.
Yeah, women are great at just like being a victim. That's fucked up, but like they just like, I feel like whatever a woman does, I feel like it's gonna be my fault somehow, and I would feel like it's my fault, even if like logically I'm like, yo, this bitch is bugging, but like at the same time I might be like, damn, like she does have a point. I didn't really call her as much as I should have been calling her. Like,
right.
I understand why she went and slept with my parents. Like, this shit's fucked up.
I drove her to this.
Like
I did. I'm sorry I did this. I'm sorry I did this.
Like, damn, I should have chilled out. Like, should have just stayed home with her that night.
Son, they're so good at it that a lot of times, like, just what you said about, like, the I don't want to eat thing, like, they got so down to a science where they don't really have to say anything, and you still feel like a piece of shit.
That's toxic. That's toxic femininity.
Without even knowing what, like, you even apparently did. Son, I don't care who you are. If you're in a relationship and you're not with your girl talking to her right now, she's secretly mad at you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right now. If you have a girlfriend, you listen to this, your girlfriend is secretly mad at you.
If you just talk
right now.
Girl, I'm about to send out a mass text right now asking everybody how their day was.
I'm about to send out a mass text right now saying I'm sorry. And they're all gonna say
like, I understand. You just had to work and neglect me.
I'm so sorry.
Like, damn, bitch, I gotta work this job.
Son, random I'm sorry texts are the new random good morning
Oh,
texts.
hell yeah. Especially if you have, like, a reason behind it. Like, even if it was, like, a bullshit reason, just like, oh, I apologize. I should've came home from work early today and cooked you dinner.
Son, not even that. Just, I'm sorry. I should be more attentive. Or something along those lines. Just vague enough that it could be about anything. That's the new good morning text.
That's a good one. I should have paid more attention to you. I'm gonna hold that one.
We're selling games so much free now. While we're making this up, we're also fucking it up. Because what fucked up the good morning text is everybody found out about it.
Oh yeah, that shit made me mad. Like the corny dude started taking that shit. Like,
yeah, now you're dumb corny if you text good morning in the
oh,
morning.
you know what this shit used to be too before niggas started taking it? No, text me when you get home. Let me know when you made it back.
Yes! Let me know when you made it back.
That was my shit. Cause like I would say that to so many women, and like sometimes like people would hit you up at the end of the night. They're like, "Oh, I'm back home." I'm like, yo, who the fuck is this? Like, oh, good for you, bitch. I don't know who you are.
I'll send that text.
Yeah, bro, I did that every time.
Let me know when you get back. Phone down, sleep.
Get that, send the text. You'd be like, all right, well, whatever. Turn the phone off, go do whatever. Wake up the next morning. You don't even get the text, so you don't even know if she made it back. Bitch is like got kidnapped and murdered and shit. You're not out there looking for her. Like, I'm like, oh, I had no idea. I would just put out okay.
I have no idea. I just want you to feel like
planting the seed.
So I just figured out now that you could send scheduled text too.
Oh, that's sick.
So like I can send, cause right now on my phone I have so many texts scheduled that say happy birthday at midnight or whatever those birthdays are.
That's one where that happy birthday at midnight, cause then like
happy birthday, cause they didn't even put it on Instagram yet or Snapchat yet. It's just like the birthday just happened. Like, you remembered?
That is my shit too. Like I like to like figure out when people's birthday is, so I can just pop up on and be like, happy birthday. I hadn't talked to you in like 3 years, but like let me come back around when I decide to come back around.
That's the best. Because then they're not tired. He was like, oh shit, I forgot about him. He still remembers me. He still
that, yeah, they'd be like, bruh.
So
I actually just hit up a girl from like 8th grade. Like no lie. She was in my 8th grade class, and her birthday was like a couple weeks ago. I hit it. I know it was early this week. It was on the 13th. I hit her up. I was just like, "Yo, happy birthday! How's everything going?" She's like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm in Denver, finishing up, vet school, veterinarian school." I was like, "Gonna come back around to that in like 5 or 6 more years."
Wait, hold up. What does that mean though? Because I know am I just in my age group? Actually, you know what? I answered my own question in my head as I'm asking it. Because I was about to ask, what is it? Because everybody's always about like finishing up some school, dental school or veterinarian school or some shit for years. Every time I ask to check up a girl, I'm finishing up.
I thought that just meant they were lying. I thought that just meant they were lying and they were still strippers.
That's what I was getting into now. That's what I was getting
strippers.
into now. It's like, you just want to seem like you got shit.
Yo, I love strippers that like be lying about like their education and shit. But I also love the ones that tell you straight up like they're not doing shit else. This is the primary job. I'm doing this to pay for, the kids I don't even have yet. I'm like, damn. like, you're just doing this for no reason. She's like, yeah, I'm 28 years old too. I could have done shit like years ago. And I was like, yo. And you're like, damn, platinum diamond? Like, yeah, like this is the career move.
You got a choice, your choice.
She's like, yeah, I need to, figure out what I'm gonna do when I turn 30 because it's coming up in a couple weeks. I'm like, yo, come on now.
The forward thinking is not fun.
Yeah, you're like, come on, champagne with an S. Like, come on now. You gotta get that shit right.
Champagne with an S.
Stripping it, funny as hell.
Son, going back to the whole thing about girls being great at making people feel like shit, I've been asking myself like all week if I wanted to bring this up on a podcast or not, and it's for the same reason why I'm probably gonna bring it up now, because low-key it's literally the only subject that I feel any type of hesitation to talk about because of how powerful this group is and how fucking on top of the world they are as far as making other people feel like shit. Son, I think socially there's no group of people in the world as powerful as black women.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what group of people, anybody, no matter what, the most country, redneck, racist people, whoever, everybody is scared to talk about black women. Everybody is. And that goes into kind of what we talked about in the little pre-production and the DMs, how like I love black women so much and they spearheaded so much. They did so much for like as far as progressing, I don't know, even the conversation around the shit that's going on in the black community, because they kind of single-handedly push that. Like I know this whole the whole Black Lives Matter thing was kind of the figurehead for that was kind of like D-Ray, and some people say Sean King and shit like that. But if you go to like D-Ray and Sean King's follower list, it is almost like 98% black women. The army pushing what's right for shit has always been like black women, because at the end of the day, they're, like I say, they have social power. They have great social power, and for the most part, they use it right, and they use it to bring up things that need to be talked about, shit like that. But at the same time, they don't really get any real opposition, because nobody who disagrees with them goes at them directly, because of the power they have. That they've kind of been able to just say whatever the fuck they wanted for like a long time.
I feel like the only people that have gone at like black women like publicly are the people who are like already racist and like people that are already on the wrong side of history and shit.
But even then, they back off, because that's a different type of heat. It really
is. Oh
is.
yeah, definitely. But I feel like you can't have like a valid criticism and just like say anything, because I'm scared to say shit now, and I'm like, yo, I don't want to get fucked up out here. Like,
I'm talking clearly, but I'm terrified.
Like there's some like valid criticisms that you could bring up and be like, yo, here's something we need to educate ourselves more on, and like that'll be the end of that.
That's true.
Yeah, but like you can't tell like certain groups. Can't tell certain groups that you might get fucked up.
To bring us so specific, the whole Tomi Lahren thing, where she had a few months where she was going at Beyonce.
Oh yeah.
And Tomi Lahren has made her entire career on going against who the general public or general social media public is saying is the martyrs or the right people, the people to follow. There's a whole group of people that Tomi Lahren was a big part of, them who's saying like their whole career is going against them and creating outrage towards her and shit like that. But then she went at the black woman queen at the time. That's Beyonce.
That's nuts.
And remind you, I'm talking about Tomi Lahren, who's her whole career she's been getting heat. Like she makes money off of getting heat, different type of heat. I've never seen her back off something so fast in that. She changed the conversation to Jay-Z.
Yeah, easily. She's like, well, her husband.
She flipped that straight to, she's like, her husband has been selling drugs, and then the rest of that's been about Jay-Z, not to say she backed off the Beyonce thing.
Tomi Lahren, and there's also that like random gun girl that just be walking around with like, fuck it. I don't know what her shit is, but like, I know there's like a market and like a way to market to, especially like politically, to like just be extreme, because you'll get a lot of the people that are almost like, I don't want to say stupid, but like you'll get a lot of the dumbasses, right? I wonder if some of these people that are like obnoxiously extreme, I wonder if they are actually genuinely that stupid, or if they're also part of like that game. If they're like, oh, like I'm gonna get a check for being ridiculous, so I'm gonna be ridiculous. Or if they are really like that fucking stupid.
Like the gun girl people and the people who are...
Yeah, like the gun girl, the Tomi Lahrens, like, are they really that fucking dumb?
No.
Or...
That's what I'm saying, like, yeah. Because they're doing shit that's obviously built to upset people. They're not necessarily... Like, there's dumb people. I think the dumb people are only the followers. Like, the people who are, like, you know their name for saying a shit like that, you know their name because they're saying shit that's obviously getting people upset, because they're trying to get people upset. And if you say something that people agree with and they really like, you'll get a lot of attention for, like, a few hours. And then, like, they get past it. But the only, like, lasting impressions you leave in people is if you upset them.
Mm-hmm.
And only, like if me and you agree on something, like, we'll talk about it for a minute. But if we disagree on something, it's conversation about it, and you're still talking about it, and then talking about it keeps them relevant, and relevant keeps ads coming toward them, and that's just money. I mean, there's people capitalizing. I think all those people are smart in their own way and just don't really give a fuck about people not liking them and taking advantage of
that. That was my thing though. Like I could see that with like, was it Tomi Lahren? Like I don't really follow these people like that, so I don't know too much about like their careers. But the Tomi Lahren, like I know she like that's her job, is like to talk stupid shit, right? But the gun girl, it seemed like she was just like on campus one day and she wanted to have these guns. Who is paying her to be this stupid? Like, I mean, I guess I could see a lot of people that would pay her to be that stupid, but like I think sometimes I'd be wondering, I'm like, yo, is like she really that fucking stupid? Or if like this is just a part of like, hey, we need you to push, you know, this agenda and get voters and yada yada yada.
I don't know. As far as her, You bring up a good point, because who the fuck is actually paying her? She's not talking.
Yeah.
And it's not like she's like going on. She's not going on any platforms and actually saying anything. She's just saying like, guns should be everywhere. Fuck you guys, I want to take guns away. I'm gonna carry anything.
Yeah, that's the crazy
so, like,
thing. Right?
With her, I think it's a mix, because she's doing the same thing that this Tommy Lauren and people. She's taking advantage of outrage, but I think her goal is still kind of stupid, because she's almost kind of clout chasing.
Yeah.
Because she's not getting anything but attention, as far as I know.
That's the crazy thing too, because I don't know any gun owner that any real gun owner that wants more people to have guns. Like, if anything, they just want to keep their guns, and they might get more guns themselves. But none of them are saying that more people should have guns. Like, none of the ones I know.
So, exactly. But that's why I think if anybody was to pay her, it would be the liberals, the people who want to have somebody to say like, she's obviously fucked up, right? Like, we should to keep the whole conversation going of we should stop people from having guns. You kind of have to create a villain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if anybody was to pay her to keep doing dumb shit, it would be the people who are against that, because most people aren't agreeing with the gun girl.
Yo, that is sick. What if she? Oh man, that'd be crazy if the liberals are paying.
That kind of makes sense though.
The world is fucking
why would
sick.
the internet, like you said, people who have guns don't want more people to have guns. They just want to keep.
Yeah, I've never met someone who's a gun owner and was seeing all these shootings and was like, damn, we need to get if only more people had guns in that situation. Because especially people that have been involved in not even involved, but in a neighborhood where there's been shootings, or have gone overseas and has been combat. They're not coming back and saying, I wish more people had guns. Especially people that have went to the Middle East, where everyone's a lot of reasons civilians get killed over there all the time, and it's a lot of the added pressure is that they have insurgents, and so it's everyone over there just had guns. Imagine if every civilian had guns. It'd be wow, what the fuck are we doing over here? Not only do I not know who an insurgent is, but everyone has a weapon that could also kill me. So shit is fucked up.
You know what that is? It gets so much dangerous when everybody's poor, because everybody just hates life and also has guns.
If you conceal carry where nobody can see your weapon, that's one thing. But if you just have your gun on your holster, it's you walk into a restaurant and niggas just trying to have their pancakes, and you put pressure on everybody else there.
So, come on.
Imagine if 20 niggas walk into a diner and they all have their guns out, just on the table and shit.
So,
yo,
I'm leaving that down.
Yo, this is a sick place.
I could have just ordered. I'm leaving.
Yeah, man. Imagine the toaster pops up too late or something too loud, and it's why is so it's yo. Yeah, the whole Waffle House is fucked up now. Goddamn.
The Waffle House is always fucked up, though.
Word, bro. I feel like the Waffle House waitresses in every state is whole. They all have to have guns. And that would feel fun. If my Waffle House waitress had a gun, I would be cool with it. Even though she probably looks drugged out and probably is not the person that should have a permit for that weapon, I know that nothing's going to happen in that Waffle House.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Actually, that's the one thing I know is happening.
Yeah.
It's something.
Something is happening in this Waffle House. I don't know what it is, but I know if I go here, some shit is about to go down.
That's the only thing I've ever thought walking into Waffle House.
It's an enter at your own risk type shit.
100%. Violence is just on the menu.
That's funny.
I've seen so many videos of waitresses fighting each other behind the counter at Waffle House, and I don't think I've ever seen. I've seen one video of that happening at McDonald's, but 30 in Waffle House of waitresses just fighting, and then niggas just reaching over and stealing pancakes.
That's always funny when employees have an establishment fight, because then it's well, I guess I start looting now.
Yeah.
And it's never a place where you really want to loot either. It's always some place. No,
it's never
it's always some trash place. It'd be the Denny's or some shit. You're yo, that's sick. Yeah, let's get the fuck up out of here, man.
Alright, baby. Stay tuned. Remember, man, we love you guys. We love ourselves.
Word.
You should love yourself, too.
It's Friday. Let's get it poppin'. Alright, man. See y'all.
Peace.